Yo, what's up, guys? This is your man OA4, and I'm doing the karate chops because I haven't done this in a while. So I don't really know what to do with my hands anymore because they're just kind of like in the way. Anyway, today we're going to talk about the tactical gear that you can use, and it crosses between worlds. So if you're an airsoft player, you guys already know this because most of you guys are decked out in everything tactical possible, and you look badass. But then there are those that are paintballers, and you're a tactical paintballer. So you're like, yo, what do I get into? How does my equipment look? And I can help you with that. First of all, let's talk about this belt. This is an actual tactical belt. I use this for both real steel and paintball. So real steel is you actually shooting a gun. So mag pouches, the same. Belt, the same. This is from Aglite. And one of the cool things about this, boom. Oh, look at that. It's around my hip too. On the inside are magnets. And one of the coolest things is when you go to put the belt on, you push it up against you, boom. It finds the spot, lines up, and locks in. Just that easy. It doesn't move because it has Velcro on the inside. It's really firm. I mean, when I tell you it's a great belt, it's a great belt for paintball. It's a great belt for your actual shooting. So a lot of you may have already found out that I'm training for the Tactical Games, which is sponsored by Under Armour. And this is where you shoot real steel pistols and rifles while doing CrossFit type of workouts and seeing your endurance. You know, it's supposed to be kind of like the elite training for shooters. So it's really important that I test out my gear so I can see how it feels on both ends. So let's get into the gear. There we go. That's better. All right. So this is actual tactical vest. This is my most expensive tactical vest. Pause. This is my normal paintball vest that I've gotten from Amazon. I think this was about $30. This one is about 3 years old. There's a big difference between the two. I know money is not always the option, but it kind of is in this case. So if you look right here, I've replaced the little clamps with the quick release clamps, and I had to because they were made of plastic and they broke. On the inside, you'll notice right here, I had to do a hell of an amount of sewing to get in here and put these things back together because they ripped apart. And yeah, this is just kind of like, this is flimsy, but it works. I mean, as long as you don't mind putting in the extra work like sewing and things like that, it's a great piece of equipment. Or you can upgrade and you have something like this. This is a 511 tactical vest. I love it and I also hate it. One, it's expensive. I think it was $115. Kind of pricey. And I was like, do I really want it? But I like the comfort level. Now I've gone running and this has 15-pound plates in it right now, just made of sand, but 15-pound plates. The shoulder pads are super thick. Are they comfortable? Yes. But are they thick? Yes. So when you're shooting, you have to struggle to find that sweet spot in your shoulder. And this is especially when you're shooting like a real rifle. The tactical vest, if you notice, I have it loaded out. I have taco pouches for my magazines. They work great in there. I play paintball with these things. They generally don't fall out. Pretty cheap. You can get them from Amazon. I don't really know how much they cost anymore because I bought these like 4 years ago and they're still going strong. I mean, like every time I come back from the paintball field, I just hose it off. Now, I've never worn this vest when I play paintball, but I'm curious to see how it's going to perform. Here's one of the best things about this vest, the cummerbund. If you notice the cummerbund, it doesn't have any attachments that can be hit, broken, or anything like that, but it allows you to breathe. So as you expand, they expand, but it also tightens back up. So one of the tests that you can run to see if the vest is going to work right for you is simply going out and running. So I've run 3 miles in this vest. It sucks running 3 miles with a 15-pound tactical vest. But at the end of it, you get through it and you're like, yo, that wasn't that bad. If you notice, I have 1-point sling that hangs through my collar for my rifle. But I also have a quick release lever that I can drop my rifle in when I'm doing other things with my hand.
I don't know how this is going to work when I'm working in the competition. In the competition, you're supposed to have a 2-point sling, and I don't like the 2-point sling, but I don't know. We'll see how it works. Let me show you how the rifle fits in here. All right. This is the EMF 100. This is my rifle. It has a lot of, furniture on it. The scope, the pretty, what is that? The swordfish shroud made from MCS paintball. It also has the collapsible butt stock. So this is about the actual length of my AR-15, right? But here's the beautiful part. This is a quick release holder that you can drop your gun into, just like that. So while you're playing, if you need hands-free, you can take your hands off your gun, drop it directly in here, and it's easy to get out too. Boom. Here's the other thing. Quick release, single sling. So there's only one problem about the single sling, the 1-point sling, or I guess this is a 3-point. It comes down to a 1-point, right? One problem with that. I can shoot, I can drop, but when I'm moving, it's just dangling around. When I lock it in, it's locked in, but now I have this area that I have to contend with while I'm working. But I can still grab my weapon, my sidearm, and pull it out because it's out of the way. So let's see how this compares to an actual rifle. All right, this is my Ruger AR-15. This is a real steel gun. Yeah, it's a lot different than my EMF 100, which is the paintball gun. Yes, they look a lot different. And a lot of you are asking, why didn't I go more realistic with my paintball gun? That's the most accurate paintball gun that there is on the market, especially when it comes to first strikes. Super reliable, and you can also switch it out for a hopper if you want to. This right here, this was my first AR, ran me about 800. I like it. It's pretty reliable. Works for me. So I have a 2-point sling that's on here. I can never get used to the 2-point sling. I don't like it as much, but I do know that there are benefits for having it, especially when it comes to a shooting platform. I can use this around my neck. You can also switch it up. You can have it under, so you can have that space. And if you look, less dangling. And that's one of the beautiful parts of the 2-point sling. But I have my rifle set up to where I can also connect my 1-point sling directly into one of the quick connects that's on the gun. The only thing that I have not installed as of yet is the drop bolt. So I can drop my AR directly into my slot for my quick release. So this is the gun I'm going to be competing with in the games. And yeah, the difference between the two guns, this one is about 8 pounds. The EMF 100, about 6 pounds, 6 ounces. But the length is approximately the same for both. Yeah. So the beautiful part is when I'm using this, it is very well represented on the gun that I'm using when I'm going to be competing with. So on the paintball field, 8 to 10 minutes running back and forth, shooting, trying to get my sight in. You got to work it in. And this is a good representation. The beautiful part about the scope, this is not a special scope. It's just, the run-of-the-mill, non-expensive scope. It allows you to practice target acquisitions. So when you're playing paintball, it makes the life a lot easier when you go out to the range and you're shooting real still. So you're able to look through the scope much faster because you're training your eyes and you're training your hands in motion to be able to understand that. So we're talking about real still. All right, here we go. Boom. This is real still. This is a Canik TTI Combat made by or designed by Terran Tactical. You know the guy that does John Wick. Let's check it out. So I'm big on safety, on making sure that we're completely safe. So this is completely empty. And so are these. And if you notice, training with your paintball gun might be a little bit more difficult because they are not shaped the exact same way. Or are they? Let's check it out. Well, this is a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm paintball gun. Magazines, load in, very similar size, very similar fill, and it also has an active slide. Holds 8 rounds, which is a lot less than my real one, but it still gives you the ability to practice. Also has a slide lock for slide release and blowback. As you can see, boom, there was nothing in it at all. Safety's first. So the difference is a little bit difference in the weight versus the two, but the size and the use almost the same.